And thank you to Desert Financial Credit Union for sponsoring the KRIM Community Spotlight Program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the studio. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. A little wet out there. It was glorious. Had some really nice rain. And I know we had a golf tournament, the Aspire Arizona Foundation, wonderful golf tournament that we were playing music at, and had a great turnout. And so really appreciate everyone that contributes to that program, supports that program. Just a great cause here in the Rim Country. And this morning, our guests on our Community Spotlight program are involved with another wonderful cause, a great cause, and that is the Timeout Shelter. So I'd like to say good morning to Trish Claver and Hannah Lusk. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
And,
thank you for having us.
Oh, you are so welcome. And now, Trish, you are the director
Yes.
of Timeout Shelter?
Of Timeout Incorporated, which is for the Timeout Shelter and the Timeout First Store.
Okay, and Hannah, you are the president of the board?
I am the president of the board.
There you go.
This year I took over the gavel.
Yes, there you go. So there's a pretty big event that is coming up in September that we're going to talk about. But first, for those that maybe are new to the area or just not familiar with the Timeout Shelter and its role, can you please share about that, Trish?
Sure. The Timeout Shelter is an emergency domestic violence shelter, providing a safe sanctuary from abuse for survivors of domestic violence and their children.
Mm-hmm.
And Timeout has been doing this for nearly 30 years now.
Mm-hmm.
The shelter doors opened in October of 1993. So we've been providing a safe shelter for those fleeing domestic violence.
Mm-hmm.
And over the last year, we served 318 individuals and their children just in our shelter.
And that was last year?
Just last fiscal year.
Wow.
Yes.
318?
Yeah. 318 individuals. So that means over the 30 years that Timeout has existed, we have served thousands. I think the number is slightly over 13,000 people that we've had in that shelter over those years.
And now those 318 individuals, they might stay there for different lengths of time?
It's all different lengths of time according to their situation. It can be for a few days. It could be overnight. Or they have up to 120 days to complete their stay.
Wow, and now how long, you've been involved with the program for a while. I know more recently made the director, but you've been involved for how long?
I have. I've been with Timeout for 4 years, and in the capacity of finance. So I handle all the accounting and the grant, helping write the grants, supplying the financial numbers for that. And in last year in September, I took on the additional role and became we call it the CEO, but it is basically the director of the corporation.
And Hannah, how long have you been involved with Timeout?
Since April of 2018, I joined the board as a board member, and last year I became the vice president, and I believe it was last year, it may have been the year before, and then this year took over as president.
I know the years, I call them the COVID years.
Yeah.
They're kind of a blur.
Oh,
It's all a blur.
It's a blur, and it seems like whenever you get asked, oh, how long ago was that? You need to add 2 years to whatever you think it was.
Yeah.
Oh, add 2 years.
it is a blur.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And during that time, I believe it was Christine Croak that was president?
Yes, Christine Croak, our beloved Christine Croak. She was previous president. She is still serving on the board, volunteering, and we love it. We have a great board right now. We have great employees. We have great volunteers. Timeout's a great organization in town. We do a lot of help.
Yeah, oh yes, so much. I mean, 318 lives that you impacted last year, that you provided a safe shelter.
And those are just the folks that came into shelter. We have additionally, we have what we call community clients, and so we have a number of those that do not come into shelter, but receive services in the community as well.
And so what are some of the other services? I know you talked about that a couple times, but there are a lot of services.
Yes.
I didn't realize
Yeah.
just how many things you're involved in or that you provide.
Certainly, there's definitely a number of services we provide, such as in-house counseling. We have an in-house licensed counselor. We have transitional housing programs, and that helps folks that are ready to transition out of emergency shelter into independent living. And we can help with not only locating some housing for them, but help with deposits, first month rent, and starting up utilities.
Wow.
So that's our transitional program. We also have a lay legal advocate, and that's someone that would help you to reobtain your documentation that you may have had to leave behind, like your identification, birth certificates. She can also help to file orders of protection and other court proceedings.
I think
assist with that.
Yeah, I think it is great. All of the services, they are very supportive. You're showing so much support for these people that come in that are escaping just a horrible situation.
Escaping a horrible situation and actively fleeing at times. So that's why we try to keep our shelter location confidential. We have a security system with cameras, gates. So when you come in, you can feel safety, security is our number one priority.
Yeah, that I can imagine. Not feeling safe, or you're in your home. And because of domestic violence, not feeling safe just at any time, fleeing that, and coming to a place where you can kind of breathe. And
You can breathe, and we have to keep in mind that folks have left that situation without anything. They've left with sometimes not even shoes on their feet. They're, So we help to supply clothing and the necessities that are required for day-to-day living.
So donations, that's a big part of the organization. I know there are some incredibly generous, loving, giving people in our community.
We have a wonderful community, and they're so generous and supportive of Timeout, have been over the years.
Without them, we couldn't do what we do.
No. And nearly 30 years.
Yeah.
That is a long time. I mean, it's a long time for a business. You don't find many businesses up here that have been in existence for 30 years. Organizations. I mean, to keep going, all of the funding that it requires.
Right.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
We operate off of, we have federal and state grants, but that does not provide everything that we need to keep going. We also pursue donations from some corporations, some foundations, but we depend greatly on the public and community support.
So if somebody wanted to donate, I think there's a couple different ways that they can do that. And how is that?
There are many ways that you can donate. One is to go to the website, and it is timeoutshelter.org, and you can follow the donation button on that website and donate electronically. Or you can mail in your donation to P.O. Box 306 in Payson, 85547, because it's a P.O. Box. You can also drop off donations at our thrift store, monetary or items that the thrift store can sell to help with supporting the shelter as well. But if you have monetary donations that you don't want to mail or you don't want to do electronic transactions, you can drop off at our thrift store.
And speaking of your thrift store, it went through a little bit of a
Facelift? Maybe a little bit of a facelift. And yes, our thrift store manager, Deb, has kind of updated the store. And so it's roomier inside. You'll find it easier to maneuver. Also, she has added a bookstore next door.
Oh, okay.
So It's really cute, so I encourage everybody to
Go
drop
check it out.
in. Yeah,
Yeah.
check that out. Check out the changes there.
Wow, and I don't know if it's the thrift store, but we have Timeout Shelter watching
Yay.
on our Facebook Live this morning.
Oh.
So they said, "Good morning, my friends," and then also
That might be Edna.
might be Edna, huh?
Yes, I think it might be. Hi, Edna.
Watching in Arkansas.
Yeah,
huh?
watching from Arkansas.
We miss you, Edna.
She is still kind of watching over us.
Yeah, that is
Still
great to have
involved,
that support.
Definitely is.
And then also, because this is an international program, we have Falah watching in Iraq.
I love
Wishing
it.
us a
Well,
good morning with the
hello,
heart.
hello.
So, hello.
Good morning, Iraq.
Yeah, good morning, Falah. Yeah, I hope you're having a great day. I wonder what time. Time is it?
I would imagine the
It's-
middle of the night.
Yeah, I think it's pretty late when it's 7 hours in England. So yeah, it's like 10 to 12 hours.
Very possibly, yes.
So it might be between 8 and 10 o'clock at night over there right now. So
I know.
yeah. Thrift store, a little bit of a facelift. So really encourage you to check that
Drop by
out.
and check it out.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's at 244 East Highway 260
Mhm.
in the Bashes Shopping Center.
Mhm.
It's pretty close to Pizza Factory
Yeah,
over in
right
that
there.
area.
Mhm.
So
And drop off items. Did you mention days and times when people could drop off?
So we're open Tuesday through Saturday,
Okay.
9 to 4.
Okay.
And so the donation area is around the back.
Mhm.
So you drive around the back of the shopping center in
Yep.
between, there's like
In between.
Copper State,
Yeah.
Credit Union.
Uh huh.
and then there's an opening there and you drive around the back and you can make
Yeah.
your donations there.
Right there.
So that's what we sell at the thrift store is donated items from the community.
Mhm.
And also, just to mention, the thrift store brings in about 20% of our gross revenue.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a big
so we
percentage.
count on that.
Yes.
We do.
Yes, again, if you're just tuning in, talking with the director of the Timeout Shelter, Trish Klaver, and board president, Hannah Lusk. And, we need to talk about an event that's coming up that I think it's a wonderful idea, at a great location. And, I think it'll just continue to kind of grow, more and more people coming out there. And that's Lanterns on the Lake.
Mhm.
And when is that?
That is going to be on September 29th
Mm-hmm.
at Green Valley Park
Mm-hmm.
at the Big Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is a domestic violence awareness month event.
Mm-hmm.
So October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kicking that off on the 29th of September to remember the survivors and
Mhm.
also those that did not survive.
Mm-hmm.
But we make it a family-friendly, fun event.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna have food trucks there.
Mm-hmm.
And
We're going to have food trucks there. We have Gila Hogs is going to be there. We're going to have some amazing wings and a dessert truck.
yeah,
Yes.
Really excited about that.
Yes, I know. And when they mentioned that before the program, they saw me get very excited because the wing truck, if you've been out to the Barley and Vines events, there's been 2 so far, and there's 2 more that will be taking place there at the Matazel Hotel and Casino in the parking lot. There was a wing truck there that, oh my goodness, those are delicious wings.
well, it sounds like that's the one we're gonna
Yeah.
have. That wings
I'm
truck
really excited
will be
about
out
it.
there at Green Valley Park on the 29th.
All I can say, the Ross sauce. I don't know where they came up with the name. I don't know who Ross is. I don't
Ross
know.
sauce.
The Ross sauce.
That's
Just
awesome.
amazing. And Gila Hogs, of course, Anthony. and,
Delicious food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Great
dessert.
menu.
And dessert.
You can't beat that.
No, not at
So
all.
we're gonna kick that off at 4:15 in the afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just when we're gonna all start gathering.
Mhm.
We'll have some speakers there that will
We
just do
have,
some
uh,
short
We have 2
speeches.
motivational speakers, professional motivational speakers that are going to be there. The gentleman from Duker Ranch,
Dennis?
Dennis.
Duker. Mhm.
Yep, and then we also have Tiffany Armstrong. She's a motivational speaker from the Valley. Her
Mm.
parents live up here, so we're going to have a great
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time.
People can decorate their lanterns
Mhm.
and write special messages, memories, write names. I've seen names on them,
Mhm.
and light them up, and then we let them go in the lake, and it's beautiful.
So 4:15 is when it starts. You can
Mhm.
come, and when will the lanterns? When do those get put out on the
It's
lake?
right before sunset,
Right before sunset.
Yeah, right
Okay,
before
which
sunset.
will be approximately at that time?
6:30-ish.
6:30ish.
Yeah,
Okay.
depending. So
Okay.
6:30-ish we'll launch the lanterns
Uh-huh.
and we'll light it up, so you'll see them all out there when it's dark.
Right.
Yeah, it's absolutely a beautiful sight to see
Mhm.
all those lanterns out on the Green Valley Lake,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just very inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
Before we launch the lanterns, we're also gonna take a walk around the lake as an awareness walk.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have some signs and,
Mhm.
for
And
domestic violence awareness, and
when is the walk around the lake? When is that?
we're gonna shoot
scheduled?
for about 5.
Five.
isn't
About
it?
5 o'clock.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So, and you don't have to. Obviously, you don't have to do the walk.
You don't have
That's
to.
It's free
Optional.
reign.
If you want to, yeah. If you want to do the walk,
You can relax in
you
the
can
park.
relax, yeah, and get something to eat from one of the food trucks, whatever.
Beat the
whatever you like to
lines,
do.
beat the
Yeah.
food, and get in there and eat, and but that opportunity is there if you want to do the awareness walk.
Mhm.
You are welcome to complete that with us,
Mhm.
and then we'll come back and decorate lanterns and launch those,
Mhm.
and they're illuminated also with LED
Yeah.
amber colored lights.
Mhm. And I really, I think it's good how you made this to make it more of a family event.
Yeah.
Because it's good for children, especially if you have maybe a little bit older children
Mhm.
getting into relationships, or even a little younger, doesn't matter, but just to bring awareness to them that, hopefully it's a case in their family, in your family, this isn't an issue, this isn't a problem.
Yeah.
They're not
Absolutely.
experiencing this, but that's not the case with every child
Yeah.
It
and
is
with
not.
every family. So if they can, be told about some of this, and hey, to also be, looking out for others. Maybe they have friends that are in a bad situation like
If they see something that
Yeah.
isn't right, they can recognize it.
Mhm.
And then the message we like to deliver to the younger folks is an anti-bullying message.
Oh,
So we
there
wouldn't
you
be
go.
delivering that hard-hitting message, of
Yeah.
domestic violence, which may be over their head, but a message of anti-bullying
Yes.
for the youngsters.
which definitely, look at domestic violence, is definitely
Can
bullying.
lead
Yeah.
to,
But it's-
in later
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Wow, that's really good. And now, are there different sponsors for the event, or do you have different?
We do have some different sponsors for
Mhm.
the event. This is not one of our giant fundraisers. This
Okay.
is not a fundraiser type of event. This is
Mhm.
more bringing awareness to domestic violence, having a great time. If
Mhm.
you want to donate at the event, that would be amazing.
Mhm.
But it's not geared toward fundraising.
Mm,
no,
okay.
we're not going to be asking for anything.
Yeah.
There will be some T-shirts.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but they're very inexpensive, it's like $10.
$10.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, we're not trying to, like you said, not a fundraising event, just an awareness event.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And again, that is September 29th, starting at 4:15 p.m., and that is a Thursday.
It is a Thursday.
And it's at the large lake there in Green Valley Park. There'll be music and food. We'll be out there playing music.
Yeah.
I know. Playing music and lantern decorating, because again, the lanterns that will be launched out on the lake, you can decorate them with names, sayings, quotes, anything that you
Yes.
like to put on those.
They're all paper lanterns and they're all bio-friendly.
Mhm.
They're biodegradable and everything, so they've been
Yes.
tested and they're fine to put out on the lake.
Mm-hmm. No, that is great. And Edna, she did comment
That is her, huh?
on our Facebook Live. This is Edna. Miss y'all. Love-
Miss you
love
too,
to
Edna.
y'all. Yeah. So that's good. Edna watching from Arkansas. Well, there you go. And now, are there any other events that are being planned or that you're looking at for Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
We don't have any events scheduled just yet, but
Mhm.
we're always in the works. We're always
Mhm.
thinking of new and creative ways to bring fundraisers to help raise money for domestic violence. But nothing in the works yet, but we'll keep everybody updated.
Okay, and there is the Timeout Shelter Facebook page that if you don't follow that page,
Please follow it.
Yes, yeah, you should.
Absolutely. There's a lot of information provided there. There's going to be information ongoing about the Lanterns on the Lake event. So yeah, look us up on Facebook at Timeout Shelter for our page.
And also the website is timeoutshelter.org. So you can go there for more information or to donate. Edna said also her favorite part is lighting the lanterns.
Yes,
yes.
It really is magical.
Yeah.
It brings a lot of hope, and it's an awesome experience. You really have to be there.
So again, really encourage you to come out to Lanterns on the Lake. And if you're working, again, the walk starts at about 5.
Come in later.
And you can come in later. It's not like you have to be there right at 4:15, or if you don't make the walk, you can't be there. That's not the case. Just come in whenever you can get there. But at about 6:30 is when, or sunset, approximately 6:30, but sunset is when the lanterns will be launched into the lake.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Don't worry if you can't make it at 4:15. Come on in at 6:30.
Yeah.
The trucks will be there with the food, and the lanterns will be there for illumination.
there you go. So it sounds like an opportunity to not make dinner that night.
That's what I would
Yeah,
do.
bring the whole family.
Bring the entire family, have some wings or Gila Hogs barbecue. You definitely.
Or if you've eaten dinner already, have dessert.
You have
a
dessert.
truck.
There you go. And one more thing I want to mention, volunteers. Volunteers play such a critical role in your organization.
They definitely play a critical role. The more volunteers we have, of course, the less we have to pay out in salaries. And we really appreciate our volunteers and could use some at our thrift store. So if you're interested in volunteer opportunities at our thrift store, you can drop by the thrift store,
Okay.
or you can call, and it's 928-474-3989. And that store is open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 to 4. And drop by. Our manager's name is Deb, and talk with her and let her know that you're interested in some volunteer opportunities. So we would appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh no, that is great. So many, really all of the nonprofit organizations here in town, they say the same thing. There's no way they could do everything they do without the volunteers they have. And there's so many great volunteers in this town.
There is.
People that give of their time.
They're completely selfless.
Yes. Yeah, and it makes a really big difference.
Absolutely. And the volunteers work hard. I mean, they just put everything into it, that they have. So that's very much appreciated.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you wanted to go over?
Come out and have a great time with us.
There you go.
September 29th, Green Valley Park. Lanterns on the Lake.
Lanterns on the Lake, and that starts at 4:15.
But come anytime.
Come anytime. The walk
Come
will
on
be at about 5 o'clock, and that's around the big lake. And then the lanterns will be launched at sunset. So, yeah, I encourage everyone to come on out to the event.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Trish. Thank you,
Thank you.
Hannah.
Thank you, Chris.
And thank you, everyone, for listening and watching on our KRIM Facebook Live. Time to get back to the music here with some Jefferson Airplane, Leonard Skinner, In Excess, U2, and more. But first, let's get a quick update from the National Weather Service.
Bye.
All right. See you later, guys.
Bye.